saw that.
Sunflowers
I also saw that we are live on a Tuesday night at
Hi,
Grumpy's Farm. How's everybody doing?
I'm sorry, I thought we had time to talk.
Thank you for joining us, everybody.
You gotta hit that light over there.
Angela says she's washed out and isn't looking pretty enough for you guys.
Well, I just very dark. We're very dark. It's kind of that time of year, you know. So, we're not plugged in. That's why we're dark. I thought I had it on, but anyway. So I hope you guys are doing well. Let's see all who is in here. We got. I don't know what I did, G. I just stopped something. Dang it.
You do what?
I stopped it. Not the stream. I just can't find the comments anymore. Bear with us, guys.
Stop touching.
I know.
Don't touch.
Okay.
Do not touch.
I won't. Hey, y'all.
Okay.
Spags is in the house.
Spags is in the house.
Hi.
All right. Let's see who
Tambra,
now that we've got
Hearts,
this technical stuff out
Terminator.
There. Are you saying hi to everybody?
I am.
There's Jane.
Lynn is in here. Tambra, how you doing? Was watching America's Got Talent.
Hey, you know what? If anything, we can be bad examples.
That's right. That's right.
Hope everybody, Kansas Squatch.
Squatch.
I hope everybody had a good week.
Yeah.
Overall, it's been a pretty good week here. Not perfect, but not man, perfect. Just we're moving and finally doing homesteady stuff.
Yeah.
Finally doing the stuff that we were doing back in Pleasant Hill, and not as much. Not as much.
I have to go slow, and he's only one person, so there's that.
Sam's in the house.
Hi, Sammy.
Yeah, it's been a good week. The weather has been really nice.
Did you give Sammy an order for Midwest? Is he coming to Midwest?
You have to ask him.
Sammy, you coming to Midwest? I think she has an order.
I just wanted some jerky.
In fact, I'm pretty sure he's got an order.
I just wanted some jerky. That's all.
Oh.
Well, we made some lamb jerky last week, and I was like, this is good, but
we made it. I got none of it. It was gone.
Yeah, because you
did 2 batches.
Will be there.
Okay, great.
No, I only did 3 trays out of that great big Excalibur.
Well, give Sam your order so you're happy.
Right. Just bring some jerky, couple things. I'll buy it off you.
You like the teriyaki, right?
I like it all. Mm-hmm. Anybody that runs into Sam at these festivals and he's got jerky,
gotta buy it.
Buy it. It's well worth the effort. Let's see. Sam and I discovered last night that we will destroy bad guys together. You know what? It's good.
Sam's a good one to have on your side to do that.
Good to have goals, Spag.
That's right.
It's good to have goals. And we cannot approach the apocalypse without a plan, right?
Skeins, that's interesting. Depending on how small it is, I might be interested.
You're not a lefty.
No, I shoot better with my left hand than I do my right, remember?
Okay.
Tag made me cry. I called him an asshole. Well, you think it's different?
You can't be cursing on the live.
Oh.
At least not in the first couple minutes.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. Because they'll
Skeins, let's talk.
All right. So let's do the homestead update. The big news this week is we sold some sheep, and that's the first time we sold a little bit of meat here and there throughout the last 3 years. This weekend was a good weekend. We sold.
It's just been a good month.
We sold a whole lamb to somebody, and he brought his daughter-in-law and grandkids out, and they saw the farm.
Hey, Christopher.
Hey. He saw.
I don't know how awesome we are, but thank you.
But and they saw the farm. The kids got to play with Princess a little bit, and
now they're coming out to the community.
They're coming out to the community day on the 26th.
It's an open day.
But it was fun because the kid was playing with the redbud tree, and I said, that stuff's edible. And he looked at me funny, and I took some and I ate it.
He thought we were lying.
I handed him some, and he had it, and his grandpa tried it, and he's like, "Oh, that's really good." And he's like, "We got these in our yard." I was like, "Yeah, next time Grandma makes you eat a salad, tell her to go get some of the redbud flowers and stick it.
Put it in a meatloaf. It's high in vitamin C, guys.
Yep,
it's great for you. Tastes like peas, so you won't be disappointed.
Then I butchered that one on Saturday, and it got hot.
It did fast.
It got hot on Sunday. I was going to do 2 of them on.
You did that one. It needed to go on ice immediately and be gone.
Yeah. But I was going to do both of them on Sunday, but it just got too hot. And it's a good thing we talked for an hour, because had we not, I would have been doing it. and I would have been doing it when it was hot.
We'd have been fighting flies.
It would have
the
been
whole
bad.
9
So it
yards.
was a good thing. So I took yesterday off and did that one. And I got to tell you, I had a UFC match with a sheep yesterday.
He did. I was worried.
So what I do is I distract them with a little bit of feed, and I come up behind them and I pin them with my legs, pin their back hips with the legs, and then I slip the lead around their neck.
This one was a big boy.
Well, the one I wanted, I got him, and I bent down to stick the lead on him, and he literally stood up on his hind legs and jumped and picked me up off the ground.
Garen was mutton busting.
Yeah, I was mutton busting big time, but he when I landed back on my feet, I was off balance and I started falling backwards, and I literally did
he came back at you, didn't he?
I literally did a rear naked chokehold on this thing because I landed on my back with him on top of me, and I was chokeholding him, and I had my legs. I was riding him with my legs, and it's not that. So my fear was that if I let go of him, he was going to stand up, and these animals have very sharp hooves, and if he stood up and started floundering around trying to get up and hit me with those hooves, that would have hurt. That would have been not good.
It's about, what would you say, about 350 to 500 pounds of force.
Well, I don't know. This one weighed about 125 pounds.
Yeah, but they're force.
They are strong.
So you got to figure their force.
I had one smaller than that. Literally, I was pinning him with my legs, and he started bucking, and I was riding him. I was literally mutton busting that one time. But yeah, they're strong animals. But I got him done. And
the one you did yesterday was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Gee, wrestling sheep. The neighbors are gonna talk. Well, that's the cool thing about living out here is the neighbors can't see all the dumb stuff I do.
And if they hear us cussing, they're cussing at cattle and doing all that. Everybody's equal out here.
And
when it gets really bad, they come out and say, "Do you need help? What's going on?"
It's just one of those things. This is the type of stuff that happens. But we had somebody that wanted a couple of legs, so she took the hindquarters yesterday.
Oh, those were gorgeous.
They weighed about
such a good job.
Almost
10 pounds each.
Yeah, almost 10 pounds each. So we made just off the sheep, we made just shy of $500.
No, it was more than that, wasn't it?
No, it was.
I counted the whole thing for
well, and then we've been selling chicken eggs, so and we're not making bank off of it.
Well, we also don't sell our meat like the grocery store, so we're farm to table. So
but
we get what we.
But the thing is, the money helps, right?
Pays for the feed.
It helps, and the Sunday was really great because we made a customer. I think
for life. For life, I think. In many animals, we're going to bring animals in. We weren't actually talking about bringing in until he came out. So we're doing that.
Christopher says asparagus is so good, especially prepared with butter. Well, he's stationed in Germany. I knew a German couple that raised it. So
Christopher,
tell him your recipe. Tell him how you prepare.
Christopher. So take the asparagus. Ours is driveway asparagus, but however you get the asparagus. You want to take 3-4 sprigs and then wrap that in bacon. Put it out on a baking sheet and then sprinkle some brown sugar over it and pour soy sauce over it and then put it in the oven. Right?
It's so good.
All right.
It is awesome.
People can't get enough. It's good.
But we've got the chicks ready to go. We're gonna
what age do you have to say? Where do pirates get their hooks? Secondhand stores. Yeah.
Get it? She had to think about it for a second, HG.
I didn't.
So it's good. And then we
secondhand stores. Okay, now I get it.
Hey, Tiger.
I thought I was smarter than that. I was just thinking you were going thrift shopping.
she's a whole lot of slow today there.
It's all that work.
You got your first full week of work in. What's your thing on this job? I mean, what do you think of it so far?
I really like the people. The people I work with, they're actually a lot of fun. Tomorrow's going to be good. Mornings are great. And I really want to get in the kitchen, but they're really worried about me. So little frustrated, but at the same time, I'm thankful they're worried about me.
Hold on. This is a good segue. Tell them why they're concerned about you in the kitchen, and then tell them about the community member that helped you Sunday and what the doctor said today.
Okay.
Okay, tell them this. This
right.
is a good story, guys.
So it was very interesting. They so boss lady, that's what I call her. So boss lady, she was looking at video and watching everything, and she could only see that my range of motion was no good. It just wasn't there. So basically that commercial mixer is going to kill me. It's going to screw me up. So she's like, no point in you going in the kitchen. You're good up front, so go ahead and stay up front.
Not me.
And well, I'm kind of talking to you both. And so I appreciate that. I really do. And I'm determined I'm going to do this job, and the kitchen needs something. And so maybe I can help in there. And so we have a community member that is a deep tissue manipulator. And so is that how you say it? Is that right?
He works black magic as far as I'm concerned.
Like seriously weird. Seriously weird. And so they came over Sunday night, and he brought his table, and oh my gosh, his lovely bride cooked for us. Amazing.
I went up.
So like she can cook she can cook for us every week. I'm like, pick your night. It's happening. Come over here and cook for me. And because she enjoys cooking the way that I do. So I mean, like anytime they can come and cook, but he brought his table knowing I needed some help. He got me on the table, manipulated some things, stretched me out, did all that.
She was crying.
I wasn't crying.
You were in pain.
I was in pain, not crying. It's a little hard for me to cry. Like I would say I would say them only saw me cry once, and it was unexpected. It was news I hadn't heard before. But that made me cry. So I can be a tender person, but it's not often. If it is, I hide it. She had
tears in her eyes whenever he was.
Oh yeah, I did, but I wasn't crying. And so he was doing that. I wanted to cuss him like nobody's business. And he said, "Okay, are you done?" And so I tried to get off the table. And then his bride said, "Would you like your walker?" And I said, "Yes, please," because I didn't think I could get off the table. And so I got the walker, and he said, "I would like to see you walk a little bit." And so I walked a little bit, did some strolls around the house and that kind of thing.
Walked backwards, got all excited.
No. It took about 5 minutes. Till finally everything was like, oh, I remember this is what we're supposed to do, the muscles and the nerves. I could walk backwards. I could walk forward. I could go sideways. I could literally move without the walker and zero pain. So eventually that kind of comes back. Everything starts tightening up a little bit, that kind of thing. I remembered what he told me to do. I've been doing those exercises. At work, I'll take a break, go sit on the concrete wall, and I'll, just do my exercises out there and that kind of thing. And it's really funny because some of the customers get out of their vehicles and they've been traveling and they're like, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, the same thing you should be doing." And now I feel like I should put a sign up like out of peanuts with Lucy and charge 10 cents to do the physical therapy sessions and show them the stretches. But it was really great. So I did that. And then, so that was Sunday. And I had my last physical therapy visit today and wasn't sure it was going to be the last because somebody else recommended that I get 8 more weeks of physical therapy.
Because they want your money.
I don't think so. No, they were concerned. And Doc today told me, he said, "You're graduating. You have somebody in your community that you're close to that is keeping you on. You have enough support of people encouraging you, doing all of that." And he said, "I can see you getting a job has made a difference." And he could not believe the mobility that I had today versus what I had last week. So, I am so thankful God put them in our path. I really am. And I owe them so much, to go from somebody who should be paralyzed to walking and being at some points, not all points, but 5 minutes of relief is better than nothing. And to have 5 minutes of no pain is great. And he's just waking up the nerves, waking up the muscles, and trying to tell everybody what to do. Problem is, it really hurts, guys. I mean, you're not, if this is something you're going through, it's not a fantastic experience when you're going through it. But I would say what's on the other end of it is great, and more than you're going to get from medication and whatever the hospital says for you to do. And I'm just lucky that I have a doctor that is like, you need to follow what this guy is saying and keep doing it. In fact, to the point that my doctor is going to contact this person.
Well, he said he was.
He said he was, for his wife. So that he couldn't believe the mobility I had today after that. So yeah, he's like, I think my wife will benefit from this. Does he work after hours and weekends? And I said, yes, he will.
So on the physical front, she's doing much better.
Yeah, I feel good.
And the tracking upward. Now there's going to be, I mean,
I got highs and lows.
Just like life, it's
Yeah.
There's going to be setbacks, but you know.
But I don't feel like I'm doing that. So, you know, I said it before. I feel like I take 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. And I truly believe between Doc and then between this community member, I truly believe it's no longer 3 steps back. I'm taking 2 steps forward and I'm figuring out how to utilize that so I can take another 2 steps, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not, I mean, I like it, but this is
getting back on the food processing.
Well, you asked me to talk about
it. I did, but getting back on the food processing here, you know, one of the things butchering these animals, we've got, if we ration it, we've got a week to 2 weeks worth of raw meat for the dogs. So we're not going to have to be using eggs. And in fact, they got nothing. They didn't get any rice tonight. All they got was raw meat.
Everybody's full on passed out.
They ate it and they're all passed out now. The 2 little ones are underneath our feet.
Homestead twins are in here.
Yeah,
hey guys.
I said hi to them earlier.
Oh, I missed it.
And the big one's over by the door, passed out.
Mm-hmm.
So that, you know, it's a good thing. It supplements the food budget,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And then we were talking after we got the order for the sheep. We're going to get back into the rabbits. We're going to start doing rabbits again, like we were in
Mm-hmm.
Pleasant Hill. I think what I'm going to do this time is get a male and 2 females and put them in a colony setting, which, if you don't know what a colony setting, instead of having the pens that you keep them in, it's just a fenced off area with a couple of small hutches in it. They are allowed to run free.
Well, you're saying hutches, but those were more like, we took the bins, or what are those called?
No, they're hutches. The hutches were down on the ground.
Yeah, cut the hole in it.
But you have the fence.
Mm-hmm.
You have the fence around it, and they can free range and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem we had in Pleasant Hill was I was not feeding the dogs raw meat, and they got out of hand. I mean, at one point I had like 60 or 70
Mm-hmm.
rabbits in there, which is way too many.
Yeah.
Which is why I took the pen down and built a duck house, because the ducks and rabbits were living side by side, and I got rid of all but 1 male and 1 female and just did that. But I'm going to do that for the dogs. What did we figure out? We figured 1 to 2 rabbits a week for the 3 of them.
It's got to be more than that.
Well, they only get the
Well,
little.
it depends on how much they weigh, right?
The little ones get 4 ounces, and the big one gets.
How much the rabbits weigh is what I'm saying.
Well, no, we butcher them at about 5 pounds. They're all going to average 3 to 5 pounds.
We had smaller in Pleasant Hill.
But,
that's why I'm saying.
You know.
But do you see what Tiger's saying? Do y'all cook the scraps for your dogs?
No, we do not. They get raw. In fact, I spent 30-40 minutes out there tonight cutting up a bucket
Mm-hmm.
of scraps, lungs, all the stuff except for the sweetmeats and the intestines.
Yeah.
They went into the two little containers. One of them's in here. They're going to get the fresh meat out of here, and as soon as it's empty, I'll go pull the one in from the refrigerator
Mm-hmm.
outside, bring it in here. And I still got to process the front end of that second lamb that we did, because I wanted to.
I have ideas.
I wanted it to sit on ice for a couple of days
Yeah.
and chill and age a little bit before I started cutting it up.
So we found out my dad and my mom are coming to visit the end of May. So before you do that, I also want to talk to them, because you're going to pull the chops out for sure, because I asked you to do that. You're going to do that. I know we have to grind some, but I think Dad really likes rack, and he likes to do the lollipops. So I'll see.
There's one in there right now, and I've got 2 more I can cut.
I know, but I'm concerned about his knee surgery doing too much. If I could get him to sit down and do it, that might be good.
I took the back strap off of one side of the racks, so one side's just ribs. One side's just ribs. The other side is the
ribs?
tomahawk.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll use that side.
Okay.
You know, and then the cool thing is, so my goal is I want to get to where I'm using as much of the sheep as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And I've graduated to keeping the tongue. So we got a couple of tongues, so we can do some shredded tongue burritos or something like that. Do a Southwestern thing with that once those are processed. I've always eaten the sweet meats on the inside. I know how sausage is made now. I literally know how it's made because
that was fun.
I spent about 2 hours. Well, not for me. It was fun for you because you weren't doing it.
I was watching.
I literally spent 2 hours
cleaning
and making sausage casings out of the intestines. And it dawned on me. I was telling her while I was doing this, because everything that's in there is it's nasty. It's not fun when you start doing it. But I was telling her I dated a girl when I was in Arizona that took me to her abuela's house a couple of times, and they had menudo. They ate menudo on Sunday afternoon. And I hate menudo. Menudo tastes so nasty because I haven't eaten it since. This is like 1986 or 87. I have not even touched it. And I realized as I was cleaning the intestines out that all she did was rinse them out and clean them up, but all the tissue on the inside of the intestine walls
get that out.
Gave it that very earthy taste, and it was they loved it. They loved it, which is great. More power to anybody that wants to eat it like that. Hey, what's up, Left Hand 3?
Hey.
What's up, Roddy? We're gonna tell them about the Joel Salatin visit. I got the flyers. We're going to show them the flyers here in a little bit.
Oh,
so
did you?
That's going to be fun. I got them on.
Gotcha.
They're on the computer. Okay. You can present them.
But
anyway, so I know.
Then you have the meat thawing. So we're going to make our own sausage.
Well, and so we're going to do this. We're going to do this in a 2-part step. Number one, I want to see how the casings taste. I want to make sure that I did it right. And they're clean. I know they're clean. And
before we serve it to anybody else, we're going to taste it. Right. Make sure it's up.
I know that they're clean and edible. It's just, how are they going to taste? I'm concerned about that. So we got all this breakfast sausage from neighbor Chris. I'm going to thaw about 1.5 pounds, and I'm going to stuff some
for now.
I just to test it.
I told him. He told me how many feet of casing he had,
I got like 20 to 30 feet worth of.
I'm thinking I need lamb sausage. We're gonna try that. Looked up a few different recipes. I'm not crazy about them. I think I want to do my own thing and see if it works.
I want to try the Marbach stuff.
I know you do, and I think we try that. We have enough casing.
But once we do the breakfast links and we test it out with pre-made sausage, then she can make the sausage. We've made sausage.
I can adapt everything. Yeah.
So, yeah, we've made sausage before, and we've done stuffed sausage, but it was all with pre-bought and store-bought.
No. I did when I made the Italian roasted rabbit.
But that was loose. We've either done loose or we've used store-bought casings.
You sure about that?
Yes, I'm positive. We did not.
Yes, you're right. Casings. They were store-bought casings. Because I've got some.
I've never made casings before. So
this is first time.
So I'm kind of excited. This is one of those things I was telling the guys at work. I'm like, look, chances are I will, from here on out, I probably will not spend 2 or 3 hours cleaning out sausage casings.
Oh, I think you should if they're good.
Well, if they're good, maybe. But
he put water through them, and they look like links, bigger than hot dogs, but the links are like, I would say, Johnsonville size. So if you get a Johnsonville sausage.
Oh, awesome tag.
What do you say?
He attended the school board meeting last night, and everything is excellent.
Awesome.
All the parts are falling into place.
Yes.
But yeah, and this is one of those skills that it's time consuming, and how much is my time worth? I'm probably spending more time. If my time is worth money, I'm probably spending more time than I should doing it versus buying it. But if something happens and I can't get them from the store, I know how to make them.
We haven't tasted our casings yet, so I think let's wait on that. And it's just like HG said, cleaning casings give a whole new appreciation for the old ways.
Oh, absolutely.
And that is true.
Because we were in here talking, you know, when you're doing
we were trying to figure out how did they preserve, how they get the water, and would you say late 1800s?
Well, the big thing for me was you got to have water running a little bit at a time to
so
keep
we were
everything
trying
lubricated.
to figure out how they did it.
And we're using a sink, but how did they do it back in the 1700s?
I think a
on
stream.
Homestead, and
I think a stream.
That's what we came to the conclusion is they did it on a stream, or they had multiple buckets and we're dipping it back and forth and stuff. But yeah, it's a very, very labor intensive thing.
But it was fun.
The large ones I was able to turn inside out. So I've got some that when they're not,
they were small.
I got some that are about the size of my pinky, like a little breakfast link sizes.
Well, so
and then I got
when you look at the intestine, I gave you a chopstick, and I was like, put them on here.
It worked great with
it worked
great with the big ones.
And not the small ones.
Did not work with the small ones. So I did turn the big one inside out, which did help. The small ones they're so small and thin that I really don't think I need to, because everything came
he
out.
was afraid that he would tear it.
Yeah.
So those
and I did. I broke it a couple times.
Yeah, those are the ones we're gonna test with, right? The small ones. Yeah.
But getting back to using all the animal, you know, the intestines. I found the pancreas. that one piece of meat that we were.
Is that what that was?
That's the pancreas, and there are recipes for pancreas. The dogs got it. I'm not gonna lie.
On the last one, because I sent the pancreas with James.
Yeah, on the last one, the dogs got the pancreas, because I'm not that brave yet, and I'm not brave enough. I'm telling you that if you've ever had roasted sheep's head,
oh babe, look, modern day technology,
and then slowly to blow them out.
I mean,
there you go.
Makes sense. Yeah,
I'll have to give that a try.
Everything but the
everything but the squeal. Absolutely,
yeah.
From toot to snoot.
Nothing
we'll
more.
get there. We'll get there. And I love, like on a pig, if you've never had a roasted pig, the finest piece of meat on a pig is that cheek muscle right there. And it's
same for beef, I think.
Well, that and the belly.
For a pig?
You can't make pork crack out of it.
I showed you all how to make bacon. There's a video on there, so it's
there. So you know it's cool learning how to do this, and then we'll start doing it with the rabbits. And we're getting there. We're slowly getting there, and
it's so nice to be getting back to
and
that.
the garden stuff. We're not going to have a big garden this year. I laid out a 4,200 square foot garden. What we have to do is get it.
We need squash. It's going to be squash, melons, that kind of thing, with vines that creep out everywhere.
And why are we doing it that way?
So that it kills the Johnson grass and everything that we have in there. So we'll still get food from it.
Yeah.
However, there's a reason why we're doing it. We have to, everything has to have a churn. And
the greenhouse is the first time that we've actually gotten stuff out of it. The lettuce that I put in there is going gangbusters. I took to Doc today, I took him a gallon of lettuce, different kinds of lettuce. And then I took him almost a full gallon of spinach. Nice.
Baby spinach. I had to thin it out, right? So I thinned it out, and now it'll grow even bigger.
Now we did have a couple of scares with the plants. So I had my two babies. I had a horseradish crown and a couple of comfrey crowns in separate pots that I kept over winter in there. They started blossoming not blossoming, but coming up in mid-January. And 3 weeks ago, the comfrey was starting to bloom, which they won't start blooming for another 2 months.
Right. It's going to be midsummer.
So they were doing that. So I took them out because it was starting to get hot in there, and I thought, okay, well, we got hit with those 2 freeze nights, and I left them outside one night, and the poor things were they were on their last legs. I got them in the
comfrey went
the greenhouse. That and the dang chickens were eating on them, and
the dogs. But they're all deworming naturally. So,
but I took them in there and watered them and nursed them back to health. And then, like an idiot, I forgot to open up the doors on the greenhouse one day. I only had the top doors open.
Sunday.
It was 120 degrees in there, and
everybody was like,
the only thing in the greenhouse that was like was grooving on it was the strawberries.
Yeah.
The strawberries just exploded.
Yeah.
So, it's one of those things you got to keep on top of it. I lost track of time because I was doing
It happens. We had a lot going on this weekend. So,
but hey, skeins, the thing about comfrey, and this is something I learned when we first moved in here. Billy taught me this. Comfrey wants poor dirt.
yeah, just ignore it.
Comfrey does not want potting soil. It does not want topsoil. It wants dirt that is hard and clay and low in nutrients, because they've got a taproot that's about 12 foot long, and that taproot will drive right through there. And that's why comfrey is a good thing to put in where you're going to do construction later on, or want to plant a garden later on, because that taproot will break up the soil and it'll bring all the nutrients from nice deep and bring it up. And when the comfrey dies, all those nutrients go back into the topsoil, and it rejuvenates it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We ought to get some sweet potatoes and put them out there too. Just
take that pan out and let it have at it.
More of them. Get like 12.
Oh, I think it's too late because those go in the end of May. No, not too late.
Fine.
Yeah, I'll go get some tomorrow and put them in.
We got to get it. We got to get it tilled. We're going to till the.
In the garden. Yeah. I thought for vines and
we're gonna till the garden area this time, and then it'll be ready next year. What else we got going on as far as food production goes?
Oh my gosh, we have pulled so much from the greenhouse. It's insane.
The greenhouse, and like you said, we've been selling the eggs, $3 a dozen, which people think we're undercutting ourselves,
but we're helping people that can't afford $5 a dozen.
Yeah, I'm selling them at work, and there's no way people are going to pay $5 or $3, more than $3 there. Yeah. And then she wants to help people, so
I sold 8 dozen today. You sold another 4 dozen on top of that, and then you said you have no more eggs at work, and then there's no more here except for what we're pulling in and doing all that. So, but
she says he's been hand loading and unloading a 3/4 ton pickup truck loads of wood chips. Local company has 2-acre area that has 10 to 15 feet deep. Oh, there you go.
Beautiful. Get
on that back to Eden thing.
Connections. So let's talk about connections, selling lamb.
Okay, go ahead and talk about that.
As we started talking to somebody who bought a lamb that we butchered, come to find out they're in charge of going through, and anything that the reservation takes over, they have to take everything sharp out.
Yep.
Off the property. That includes
cattle
panels, 10
T-posts.
Right, the whole 9 yards. So they've been so overwhelmed, they're taking everything to the dump. And so now everything will be coming here instead of the dump. And we can help the community with what they need after we build ours. Right. And we do have somebody who there's possibly a shed that is getting ready to come down. Once that comes down, all of those components are going over to another community member's place so they can do that. They need storage bad.
Okay, guys, I'm going to address Devil Dog's comment right here. He says he uses comfrey and nettles to make a stinky water fertilizer for his garden. I'm gonna give you a secret on how to supercharge that. If you've got a willow tree, on your property, go cut green the first year green.
They have to be yearlings.
Yeah, they have to be yearlings, and they have to be green in the middle of the growing.
Less than an inch as you cut them.
Would you let me finish? You keep interrupting.
Do you know the recipe?
You cut them up into an inch size, and you put them in a bucket. You throw the comfrey and the nettles in there, and you put the water in there, put the lid on it, and stick it out in the sun and let it brew. That is a supercharged rooting hormone. Yep. It will make things just explode.
Yep. I've been selling it for years.
Yep. And and it was funny because the first time we sold it, you looked in the bottle and there was stuff floating around in it, right? Mm-hmm. And it's because it's a living thing. That water at that point is a living thing. Yep. So it was really cool. Let's see here. I have a lot of common greenbrier, which is sticky and a pain, but the young shoots are like asparagus substitutes. Oh, that's good to know. And the leaves are also edible. The more I forage, the more I need it.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's always fun to get people out here and we tell them, yeah, try to eat that, eat something. We even had Kelly and Jesse out here and I was like shoving things from the raised beds into their mouths. And I'm like, taste this. They were like, oh
Speaking
my
of
gosh.
asparagus, the driveway asparagus hasn't come up yet.
Maybe because somebody keeps mowing it and driving over it.
I didn't mow it until after it was done.
We'll see. It'll come up.
Yeah.
I just got to go walk barefoot out there. It'll come up.
But yeah, it's great. It's been a great spring so far, seriously. And then something else we did this week was getting ready for the Joel Salatin visit. We went over
and got to talk about that.
We had a work day at the community building, which was awesome. There had to be 20, 30 people there, and everybody was on point on their projects. I got tasked with helping build frames for concrete. We built a couple of frames for sidewalk, and then
for a smoker.
Built a frame for a smoker pad, which when Tag was explaining the way it was going to be finished, when it is finished, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah,
it's going to look beautiful, and it's going to be great.
We're going to be able to replicate that over here.
And because we don't have a hill. Dang. But we were joking because some of the undiagnosed OCD came into play, and it's like, is that thing parallel to the building? Is that right? Is it? And finally, I got to the point where I was like, look, if it's out of square and it bothers you after it's done, I will pay for all the plants. We're going to put citronella and lavender all around the top of the wall, because it's like dug into the side of a hill. I said, I will put it all around the wall, and it will hide all the imperfections and squareness. And so that did it.
I did not know you volunteered that, but okay.
Yeah. But and then they got a lot of electrical work done. They did. Must have cut 10 cord of wood, cut and split. There was even more laying out there. Got a bonfire pile that's going to be used whenever Joel's here.
Well, 26.
No,
I thought
the bonfire.
Oh, that's only for the 8th.
I think so. Hey, Indiana,
I thought we were doing something the 26th.
I don't. It might be.
Okay.
This thing's gonna be so big. We were laughing because they're like, yeah, you're gonna be cooking marshmallows from 100 yards away. The pile's so big.
We have a tendency to do that.
Yeah, we go a little overboard.
Yeah, the whole group. But yeah, so it should be good. And anybody that I've been telling my coworkers, and it's really funny because everybody wants off the 8th. And they're like, oh, can I just get my time in there to make sure that I'm off? Because I volunteered to handle the drink station.
Well, I want to kudos to Tag, because Tag is
and Matt worked hard on this too.
I want to say kudos to Tag, because he's doing something that a lot of people won't do. He's putting himself out there.
Grumpy Garden is going in.
He is putting himself out there because he offered to have the community center there, and he's allowing people from outside our inner community.
He doesn't even know
to come in on the 26th and meet our community and learn about what we're doing. So I think hats off and kudos, and
that is not the Joel Salatin weekend.
No, the 26th is not the Joel Salatin weekend. That's
Joel Salatin weekend is May 8th, and you can get tickets.
Well, hold on.
Am I jumping ahead? I'm sorry.
But hats off, because a lot of people won't do that. And if you want an example of how to engage the larger community, you really need to follow his channel and see what he's doing and as he talks about it, because it's a good example.
Well, and that was so interesting because I accidentally took eggs to work. I thought I was supposed to take them to work, but you were going to take them to work. And so I misunderstood. So I took them. So when I took those eggs to work, all of a sudden coworkers, we were having conversations, and there are several people that are really on board with this lifestyle. And they all told me, there's just nobody out here. There's no resources. And I said, come to the 26th.
Come to the 26th. Okay, so you brought it up. Let's talk about the Joel Salatin trip. So he is coming out. He is speaking at Midwest Preparedness Festival on Saturday, right? Saturday?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Joel's speaking on Saturday at Midwest Preparedness.
He'll be at Midwest Preparedness Friday and Saturday.
Yes. So if you want to hear him talk and you want to meet him, go to that. It's free. If it's a day trip for you, you can drive in. There's parking. They've expanded the camping because they think they're going to have so many people there.
Oh, they got permission to do that?
Yeah, they 2 wheels on, 2 wheels off. You only put 2 wheels onto the grass. They don't want
Okay.
people, but they're going to let people camp on it.
Gotcha.
So he's going to be there. But what we're doing on the 8th is Joel has agreed to come in
This is so exciting.
and do a special program. And let me show you what he's doing.
Was there a video on it? Did Tag do a video? Did Joel do the video?
No, this is just the flyer. So
Okay.
what he's doing, can you guys see that? Here, let me get our ugly mugs out of there. All right.
I don't think you can. I think we'll
No, they
always
can
be
see
on the
it.
side.
They can see it. So
Yeah.
so Joel Salatin's going to do a presentation. Can we produce food for our schools? And then the program is going to be, let me pull up this one.
I'm going to let you do that. I'll be
Go
right
ahead.
back.
Oh, where's the screen? Let's see here. Present. Bear with me, guys. So the program is going to be at Jackson Heights High School, which is just north of town. And let me get this out of the way. He's going to be speaking to the school. He's going to basically a school assembly, and he's going to be talking to them. And if you want to go see him, if you're in the district, it's $20 for adults. Kids get in free. If you're outside the district, it's going to be $40, and it's from 9 to 10 a.m. And then they're going to do a special thing with the kids, some of the kids and adults walking around the property of the school, talking about regenerative farming, symbiotic livestock production, and sustainable agriculture. You can see it right there on the flyer. Okay. Now, why this is so cool and why this is so important. So, Joel has been doing this for over 20 years. He's been talking on this subject and going around the country for 20 years. And Tag related it. Joel has never spoken to school age children. It's always been college and adults and homesteaders, but he's never done something specifically for kids. And he is very excited to do it. And just following him for as long as I have and hearing everything about him from people that know him personally, I think the presentation he's going to give is going to change some kids' lives. Seriously, I think it is.
So I see some comments in here. So HG said, could grow a whole lot of food in the space of the football field. Yes, you can. A football field is one person. Now imagine each acre, and you're talking 79 acres. Do you know how much 1 acre is?
Well, the whole idea.
No, do you know how much
I don't know.
1 acre is?
5,200 square feet.
It's more than that. And so, sorry.
You keep interrupting me.
I know. I've got the real estate is running through my head.
So anyway, let me finish my thought. Okay.
Fine. Go ahead.
So the whole idea here is to plant the seed of the school raising its own food. Because back in the day, that's what it was. They didn't have industrial food, and they cooked everything on site from scratch. Most schools do not cook anything from scratch.
Nana.
It's all pre-prepared. It's all pre-packaged. They either parboil it or they reheat it. It comes frozen. And so these people, they don't know how to prepare food from scratch. In fact, we were talking with one of the community members. He's from Iowa, and he said the school district that he grew up in didn't even have
take a breath in there.
Cooking staff. Well, I'm trying to get it out before you interrupt me again. But
do your thing. I'll be back. Let me know when you're done.
But he said that the district would cook the food and then ship it to the school, and all they did was serve it. It got there hot, and it was warmed up and served, right? So this is what's cool about this. And if we can plant the seed in one school district in Kansas and get them producing food for their own school, healthy food for the kids, and as much as I love school pizza and everything, man, it wasn't healthy. It wasn't healthy at all. If we could plant the seed and start a movement here, this would change an entire generation of kids. Let's see here. HG says the school makes money by sticking to the USDA programs. I worked at the preschool would rather give USDA Rice Krispie treats than veggies to kids to help them grow. Absolutely. Tech says sustainability isn't without the youth. More of us will live, or none of us will live forever. Yeah, exactly. So this is an exciting thing. This is, we always talk about using our channel and using our community to change the culture. And this is what we're talking about. This is the type of stuff we're talking about. And it's just an awesome opportunity. And I hope that something long lasting comes out of it. Right. So there. Okay, Angela, I'm done. I'm taking a breath. But yeah, it's awesome. So if anybody can make it, if you're close to Jackson Heights School, which is north of Holton, Kansas, try to get there.
May 8th, 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock, Jackson Heights
9 to 10.
Gym. Is it
9
9 to 10?
It's 9 to 10.
Jackson Heights Gym. And it's $20 in district. Kids are free, and $40 per person. I think kids tag. Can you verify that kids are still free, but it'll be $40?
Yeah, I think kids are free, but adults have to pay.
It'll be $4 or $40 out of district.
And if anybody has any question about the ticket prices, here's the deal. Joel does not do this for free. This is part of his business. So he gets paid to do these speaking engagements. And the
education.
The funding for it kind of fell through. So we were left trying to scramble, and
it didn't fall through. We got
but the original, we had to do some extra fundraising, which is fine. It was great. The people in the community that did the fundraising did a fantastic job. They did awesome. And
my gosh,
they set up this whole school thing. And like Tag said, he went to the school board meeting last night. In fact, I want to sit down with him at some point and have him tell me what happened, because that sounds like a really good experience. But they did a good job. But the money is to help supplement his speaking fees. And it's not inexpensive. And
no, it's not expensive.
I said it's not inexpensive. If you go to any festival,
the speaking engagement, all kids are free no matter what.
Yeah. If you go to any festival, the people that are speaking there very rarely are doing it for free. People like
we
us,
do it for free.
People like us, we do it free. But like the premier speakers, the headline speakers, they don't do that stuff for free, and it costs money to do this. That's one of the reasons why Midwest Preparedness Festival is so special, is because you don't have to pay an entry fee to go listen to these people talk. Right. They're out there. The cost is covered, and you get a great experience for free. All right. So that's what the ticket thing is. Right. And then, like I said, go to Midwest Preparedness Festival, pack your car up, do a little refugee camping like I did at the OG camp out. Just grab whatever you think you may need and throw it in the back of the truck and live out of the truck for a weekend.
And if you live local, just drive home and come back the next day.
Just day trip it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the fun part about this is that recipes are going to be different, right? And so I'm lucky enough that my grandmother.
Oh, okay. No. Backstory.
Yeah.
Her grandmother ran the nutritional program for the LA school district back in the late 50s, early 60s.
No, 70s? No, sir. 70s and 80s.
70s and 80s. Okay. Well, still, that was.
She retired in the 80s.
I hate to say this. That was a long time ago.
But we have all of her recipes. Our family saved every single one of them. So it's nothing for any of us kids to sit down and cook for 1,500, 2,000 people. And it's pretty amazing that she kept all that.
The recipe cards are very interesting, because where you're talking ounces of seasoning is talking about pounds.
Yeah. So it's a lot of fun. And I've been able to break those down and kind of do it for a family of 4 and that kind of thing. But if I have to, and I have at festivals, I break them down, and I do for hundreds. if not thousands.
In most seminars, the free speakers are usually selling something at the end. That's true.
We do. We have to.
Think about that. But wait, there's more.
Yeah.
That's exactly correct.
You can find our book. You can find our gear. Yep.
Well, see, Skeens, and you probably grew up
School
with industrial rolls. They came in.
No, she would have had natural rolls. It would have been the refrigerator dough.
Well, those aren't natural. Those aren't made from scratch.
Yes, they are. No, I'm talking the recipe that I had.
Those are no. She still dreams of school rolls. You need to read it. The rolls you had at school. Those came
not
in big
edible rolls.
Those came in big sheets, and they just stuck them in the oven, heated them up, and cooked them. They baked them. They came.
Couldn't have been at her age and your age.
That's what they were.
Seriously?
They were at my schools.
Huh.
But it's awesome. It's awesome that these changes are being made.
Yeah. And now with the right mixer that I have, I can give you pizza from scratch and feed thousands. Literally thousands.
So it's tell them your experience with prom this weekend.
Oh my gosh.
So here's something. Try to be nice to the convenience store workers, and here's why.
Which one are you talking about?
Just dealing with all the prom stuff. Okay. Oh, I guess they were homemade rolls.
So yeah, they were homemade. So first of all, everything is made from scratch. So when we have to go in and what we call prep, and especially when you're prepping for that many people, I saw what was being prepped on Friday, and I'm like, that's not enough. They were already running out on Friday night. Well, it was Friday afternoon, and it was like, that's not going to work. And so while I was in there prepping, I said, hey, why don't I go ahead and prep XYZ and this amount, and here's why. And everybody knowing my experience said yes, because it's on my resume, right? They know what I do. And they said, yes, make it happen. So I chopped everything, got everything ready and all of that. They were going to wait, and I swear this was for prom. They were going to wait until the next day to prep all of that. It's just not possible. You can't do it. Because
in a small town, Casey's is a hub, and every prom kid hit that Casey's at least once this last weekend.
As a matter of fact,
multiple times.
Yep, they hit it so hard that I put a pizza order in and it got lost in the system.
Yep.
So we did not get pizza that I was supposed to take for the community meeting. And that happens, but I knew that everybody was fed that afternoon, so I didn't worry about it.
HG, this is why we love you, man. You are sacrificing for her. You're going to eat those rolls so she doesn't have to. That gets me right here.
Making homemade croissants.
That gets me right here, man. You're awesome.
HG is evil, G. HG is evil. But yeah, when you cook for a volume, you really need to think about how you're prepping, doing all that just to make it successful. You're talking a day or two ahead, and veggies, all that are going to hold. But you also have to make sure you have the right equipment, that everything is going to be done right.
Okay. So did we hit all the update stuff?
I think so.
Good.
I think that's about it. You got more.
You got
juiciness.
I got some stuff I want to talk about. Oh my gosh. Did you all watch the news this week where Bezos spent $50 million with one of his Blue Origin rockets to send a bunch of cackling liberal hens up into space?
The first all women crew.
Well, okay. Okay.
That's how they reported it.
Number one, the headline was a lie. It wasn't an all-woman crew. Well, I don't know. It may have been. The pilot may have been. But the women that they were the crew, the TV host and the models and Bezos' wife and stuff, they were payload. All right. Let's be honest. They weren't part of the crew. They were payloads. Number two, technically they went into space because it was an 11-minute trip, which puts you into low Earth orbit.
Yeah. HG, you got it. The spacecraft looked like a bouncy house.
That's not what I thought it looked like, but I'm not gonna say it because it's gonna get me in trouble. Seriously. But the funniest joke I heard was Jeff Bezos spent $50 million just to get 11 minutes away from his wife. But they did a whole video. These women, they had their hair done, they had their makeup on, and they walked up the entryway, and there's a tradition whenever astronauts are going up
They
into
ring the
space,
bell.
where they ring the bell, and they all rang the bell, and they struck a pose.
Did you actually pay attention to who any of those women were?
One of them was the
Gail
lady,
King.
yeah, I don't know.
There was a housewife on there.
They were all liberal harpies. They were all liberal harpies.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah.
That served no purpose in life but to entertain the sheep.
Yep.
That's their whole purpose in life.
Yep.
But yeah,
isn't it great to be a woman right now?
The whole thing was nothing but a propaganda stunt, is what it was. Yeah, see, Len knows exactly what I was thinking. So I wasn't going to say it.
So, like, seriously, there's a vape now.
It looked like a big giant dildo.
Yes. So there's a vape now that looks like that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I kid you not.
But that's where we are. That's where we are. The news reported on it like this was something serious, and it wasn't. It was a propaganda stunt, and it's historic.
You guys, they're trying to fool everybody, and they're trying to make oddity normal, and you just can't do that.
Well, and this is so tomorrow I'm supposed to do another video in the prepper homesteading thing. I seriously want to get onto the propaganda videos, because everything that's going on, it's
getting bad.
It's
getting ugly.
The new thing in the news is chaos. If you follow the news, all the Dems and their mouthpieces are talking about the chaos and how the destroying joy, and it's just, and the propaganda is
we're destroying joy.
Trump is destroying joy.
Yeah. What Shapiro had to go through.
Well,
the last, over
but that's not violent. That's not violent.
That's not violent.
No,
so we can just throw Molotov cocktails through windows, and it's not a big deal. Interesting.
To be fair, Camel cigarettes. Joe Camel is well, yeah.
Oh my.
No, it wasn't joy. It was. Oh, absolutely. Oh, I see what you're saying. No, taking away people's happiness. So CNN's got this reporter who I think is Irish, because his name is Dan.
Actually, that brings up a good point, because I noticed that as I was looking at all the pictures, how many white women went up into space?
There were one or two.
Were there?
Yeah.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
You might look into that.
Well, Bezos is trying to keep his space company relevant. Musk is actually delivering while Bezos can barely get into space. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. But CNN's got this reporter named Dan Sullivan. And first he did an interview with Taylor Lorenz. And if you don't know who that is, she's a liberal hack who celebrates everything that is un-American. And she was on there excusing these women that have fallen head over heels in love with the Luigi, the CEO killer. And then he did an interview, and he was interviewing somebody that was protesting in DC, and this lady was like, oh, they're doing all this stuff and they're evil, and this Dan Sullivan guy, and CNN let this get on air. He flat out said, he said violence in the modern era is perpetuated solely by the right wing. And he used an image of Oklahoma City bombing. He did an image of the guy driving the vehicle into the crowd in Charleston, and then he did the J6 riot. And he literally got away with saying it's solely done by the right wing. Now, I don't know about you, but I can think of 10 or 12 things off the top of my head that just happened in the last 8 to 10 years that were solely right wing. I mean, you've got 8 trans mass shootings in that time period. You've got the guy in Waukesha, Wisconsin, that drove the car into the Christmas parade. So, they're out there sprouting this propaganda. And the whole reason for me saying this, do you guys mind that the people that watch the channel on a regular basis and have been following the Prepper to Homestead, do you guys mind if I intersperse some of these propaganda videos into the mix because I really think we need to talk about
I
it.
think we have a crossway here that we could talk about.
Okay.
And so Channel 4 over in the UK, let's talk about that a little bit and what happened there. That disgrace. You go ahead because you've got the details.
Well, no, they
it
were
was a
interviewing.
disgrace.
So the big thing over in the UK is there's a company that made a film called Adolescence, and it's about a young teenage
On
boy.
Netflix.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. You can actually watch it if you have Netflix.
Well,
It's-
I think over in
It's
the
about
UK.
it's
I don't
about
know
a
here.
no, it's here now.
Is
It's
it
in the
You
US.
saw it? Okay.
It's about a young white boy who stabs a girl to death, and he's an incel. And the narrative in Britain is all the incel violence, and they don't have any documentation about incel. And there's some pretty good evidence that this movie Adolescence is based off a couple of incidences where black migrants stabbed white girls to death. So
But they couldn't do that because it's not politically correct.
So they were telling Prime Minister Starmer about it, and he had not seen it. No, Starmer. Keir Starmer is a male.
Who was the girl they were
Would
interviewing?
you let me finish and I'll tell you?
Oh, go ahead.
You
Sorry.
said I knew the story.
I know. Go ahead.
Okay. So they asked him if he'd seen it, and he said no. And then he started describing what he'd heard about it. He said it was a documentary, and it's anything but a documentary.
Mm-hmm.
So then last week they were interviewing a conservative MP, which is their equivalent of a senator or a House of Representative person. I mean, they're not the same, but it's the same concept. They represent their districts, right? So they were interviewing her, and they started taking her to task because she would not say that the incel violence that Adolescence was bringing to light was an important thing, because it's not. It's in the greater scheme of things, it's not.
What she said was she did not have time to watch Netflix. She is actually out there with the people and hearing their concerns and seeing their concerns. Yeah. And they kept saying, it's a documentary. This is what's happening. And she said, no. She said, this is fictional. This is all fictional, and I don't have time to watch it. And they tried to make her look like a fool.
Well, and the sad thing about this is, how do I put it? It took Elon Musk talking about the Asian grooming gangs on X for the British government to even openly admit that it was happening. Right. And quite frankly, I'm going to say it. This is what happens when you let the government disarm you. Right. This is exactly what happens. And then Keir Starmer sat in the Oval Office and corrected J.D. Vance, Vice President Vance, when he said that Vance made the comment that they've got a problem with free speech in Britain. And Keir Starmer sat right there in the Oval Office and said that they had free speech in Britain, and it was perfectly fine. And this is a place where you get arrested for putting a nasty meme out,
right,
and making fun of the wrong people. They are literally arresting people that are flying British flags and talking about being British,
their own country.
So this is what happens whenever you get rid of your guns. And here's I'm going to give you the Sam, if you're still on here, I want your head to explode when I say this, because I know it's going to irritate the snot out of you. There are 5 firearms rules, and these things are deadly important, right? I can just hear them now. No, there's only 4. No, there's only 4. No, there are 5 firearms rules, and this is what they are. Always treat a gun like it's loaded. Never point a gun at something you're not going to shoot. Make sure your target and what's beyond. What are you looking at me for?
I'm listening.
I'm drawing a blank on the 4th.
Right, that's what I thought. You were hoping I could answer it.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't hoping. You made me lose my track.
Well, don't look at me then.
Give me the 4th firearm rule, somebody.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, so the 5th firearm rule is,
I want to know the 4th before you give me the 5th.
Treat every gun like loaded. Keep your finger off the trigger. Only pointed at something you're going to destroy. Know your target and what's beyond.
Oh, there you go. And what's the 5th?
The 5th firearm rule is never let the government take your damn gun. That is the 5th firearm rule. And out of all 5 of those, that is probably the most important one, right?
Huge. Australia will tell you that.
You know,
So will Canada. Yep.
Let's see. Prayer will get you 3 years in prison in the UK. You don't even have to pray, Leonard. You just think about
it.
Think about praying in the
Be in the crowd.
Yep.
Get arrested.
But
oh, here comes Sam. He said
he's down with that. See, I knew. Sam does not like the FUDs that come up with 10 different firearm safety rules. There's only 4 of them.
Starla, thank you. That was needed. I hope I get them before the 26th. Otherwise, we're gonna go pay for the seeds. We're gonna get those. Okay. So I gave them a lot, but there's more she's wanting. So for the crew. And we also didn't realize adults were doing it. So a lot more seeds are needed.
Do not call it the UK or Britain. What are we supposed to call it then?
England.
Britain Stan? Oh, last week we were talking about El Cajon, California.
Oh, yeah. We have facts on it. I knew my dad would find it.
Her dad was watching.
Yeah.
He didn't comment.
Nope.
But he heard about it.
He did the research.
He was like, what? And he got on there, and sure enough, El Cajon
50%
is 50% Muslim now.
So it wasn't 75% as reported by a viewer. It is 50%.
Still,
but that's huge. And why is that huge?
Because I wonder where all the Mexicans went.
Right.
That and if it's 50% Muslim, then I guarantee you they closed down the Wiener Schnitzel on El Cajon Boulevard.
That's all you're worried about.
Oh my God, that is a loss of Americana right there. That right there is enough to kick him out of the country.
I mean, you realize that's good farmland, right? It's hilly. I mean, that's a lot to lose. There's a problem.
Put a 1 in the comments if you've ever been to San Diego County and you went to El Cajon and you ate at the Wiener Schnitzel on El Cajon Boulevard.
Probably 1 or 2.
If somebody puts a 1 in there and they're honest about it, I'm going to be like, yes, they know exactly what I'm talking about.
It'll never happen. And if they do, they're lying. They're just trying to get on your good side. Oh, look, crickets.
Crickets, nothing. Nobody's been. See, a little bit of Americano. It's like watching a 69 GTO get in a car wreck is what it's like.
Sorry.
That's what it's like.
It just is what it is. So, but yeah.
Oh, Mark's getting surgery tomorrow. Well, prayers to him.
Oh, yeah. Well, at least he's getting surgery. So, yeah.
AG, where I'm from, just trying to say Wiener Schnitzel will get you beat up. Dude, I can see that too. Dude, as a kid, they had the best hot dogs, man. Because they were all beef. It was
actually a drive-through too.
Yeah, they had all beef hot dogs, and I grew up poor, so we didn't get all beef. We got buttholes and lips, basically.
I don't even know how you know that. That's so weird. Your whole family talks about that
because we didn't have any money, and we didn't buy the expensive hot dogs. We bought Bar S, and Bar S is made out of everything that doesn't go into the really nice hot dogs.
I don't think Bar S was in the commissary. I don't think that was an option. So, and that's where my mom shopped at. We just got what we got.
That's where it is. So there's the update. See, and this is what you get for being here. If you're okay, Grumpy G.
Have you seen the deer Wiener Schnitzel car driving around?
No, I haven't.
Do they have one?
I don't know.
Not like Oscar Mayer, I don't think.
But let's see what else. You talked about Governor Shapiro.
Yeah. This is sad.
This one bothers me.
Yeah,
because him and his family were at home. This is the governor of Pennsylvania, and he's a liberal Democrat.
All they did was.
Well, they were sleeping, and somebody threw a firebomb through their front window, and I was listening to the news.
I thought it was multiple.
Well, they torched his house while him and his kids and family were in there, and
I'm just saying the guy looked really Middle East.
Millions of dollars of damage to this guy's house while he was in it, and this is the type of violence
trying to kill him.
And
Gregory.
Somebody made a comment earlier that everything is backwards. I remember last year that climate change was the most important thing, and we all had to drive Teslas. and now they're firebombing Teslas, right? So apparently the climate is not the most important thing in the world. Apparently the message is the most important thing.
Hasn't
right?
it been? It's been for a while.
Well, but
Some
it's
people
coming out.
see
It's
it.
coming out. And the reason why I mentioned the message is because we've got a message too, right? The whole thing, our message and our goal is to paint a better picture of the future than what they can. And the politicians, and I'm happy to say I've got a little bit of hope because there's some politicians in there, and I understand that they're still Washington D.C. creatures and they are still politicians, but some of them I think do honestly believe at this time that they need to help the American people. And I think President Trump, even though he does things for big business and he's not 100% perfect, I think deep down inside
he wants to make America great.
He understands that the middle
Yep.
class is the backbone of America, and everything he's doing, he understands is going to cause short-term pain, but in the long run, it's going to make the country a better place, and it's going to rebuild the middle class that the left has tried to destroy for decades.
It's going to suck for a lot of people.
Yeah.
That pain is everything that we were told. 25? We were actually told in 18, right? Get your house in order, make sure everything was there. It's going to take 6 years to rebuild this.
Well,
but I think the message we were given was just to make sure that we had our households taken care of. So it's going to hurt some people more than others, if that makes sense.
So 12 out of the last 13 and a half years, 12 out of the last 16 and a half years, the liberals have been in charge of this country, yet the country's the worst place ever.
Right.
And the message that we have to put out there is that the country is not the worst place ever. It's still a shining beacon on the hill, even though that beacon is tarnished and not shining as bright as it used to. But we can shine it and get it glowing again.
Exactly. Our government does not necessarily represent us. The message that is being put out there is the violence, doing all this stuff. That is not what we are about. And we just have to kind of stand up and say, this isn't happening. And this can be on a large forum or this can be on a small forum, right? And so, you just have to really know what you're around, who you're supporting, and doing all that. Because I think if we supported Biden, and oh my God, could you imagine if Kamala Harris was in office?
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
And now we're going to talk about the elephant in the room.
Is there an elephant in the room?
Yeah, nobody's talked about it yet. Nobody's mentioned it. Nobody's mentioned it in.
I don't see it.
Is
it a mammoth or just
it's an elephant.
Okay.
So today I'm going to say it. I'm going to say happy tax day, everybody.
Yeah.
I hope you got all your taxes paid. I hope you got all your taxes paid and that you are all caught up with the government. All right? And what I want you to do is,
and you guys believe me, we pay our taxes.
yeah, let's see.
You're not alone.
Let's see. Where is it?
No, you were looking for something special. You did.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, let's see.
Did you save it?
Let's see. Cancel.
That would have been better if you played it right after.
Present. Share screen.
Got it.
Just do this one.
No, did you do two? Oh, you already shared that.
Let's see is that the right screen?
No.
No, that's not it.
Mm-mm.
Anyway, I guess I'm not going to show you. So, taxation is theft. Period.
Oh.
As you paid your taxes today, or if you did it beforehand, remember, taxation is theft. If we cannot come to the agreement that stealing somebody else's the fruits of somebody else's labors is theft, then we cannot have a conversation about how to fix the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because if we can't come to that agreement at the very basis of it all, then you're always going to have people that are saying that stealing other people's stuff is fine, and they will promote the government stealing other people's stuff on their behalf. Period.
Well, that being said, let me be the advocate in the room, devil's advocate, if you may. Don't listen to this video and then go back to your employer and say, you pay my taxes, because it's not going to work. So don't be an idiot. Just figure it out.
There we go. That's what I was looking for.
You showed that.
I know, but I want everybody.
Oh,
as
we saw it, but they didn't see
as
it.
they wrote the check to the government. I want them to think about this T-shirt, and if they want to make a statement, go over to our bonfire store, and you can get this T-shirt.
I'm hearing nightmares. People paying anywhere from $9 grand all the way up to 50 grand. I mean,
But these are two different types of T-shirts and two different types of hoodies. But you can get that, and we need to get yours ordered.
Mm-hmm.
You
want me to wear that?
You said you wanted to wear it when you go to Walmart's because you run into the you run into the county commissioners there.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
and our county commissioners look at the taxpayers as their own personal
credit card. Yeah.
They just got out of class.
Who did?
Parrot eyed Stanley.
Hey.
Yeah. But
hope you didn't step on toes.
About what? The thievery that goes on by the government?
Right. You know, they
at this point, I don't care. At this point, I don't care. I had a conversation with somebody.
They could come after you.
I had a conversation with somebody this weekend. And when we started this channel, we were doing nothing but homesteading stuff. We talked about our situation and why we're doing it. Oh, they've got a roof.
Who?
That's always a plus.
Yay!
Having a roof is always a plus.
I know. I saw Nurse Mo today. I didn't hear that, but I know he's going back. He'll be back in a couple weeks.
But we did.
Hopefully, Leanne will come back.
We did our why video, which talked about freedom and liberty. But other than that, we tried to stay with the homesteading stuff so we could help people. And my outlook on things have changed, especially after July 23. You'll notice that there's not quite as much homesteading stuff on here. I'll do one every now and then, but we talk more about the political ramifications of the decisions that are made, and we talk about liberty and how it affects us on a daily basis and how we change things.
What about Little Bit? She did a video. She was trying to record, and she asked several people.
Don't say anything. Don't say
do
anything.
You have a way to talk about
that? Well, I'm gonna talk about it, but not about that incident. So here's the thing.
In a different way.
Here's the thing, guys. If somebody walks up to you and goes, "What is liberty?" Your answer should not be, "Let me think about it. Come back later." That should not be your answer. You should be able off the top of your head, if somebody asks you what liberty is, you should be able to tell them liberty is freedom tempered by morals and ethics. Period. That's all it is. It's that dead simple.
Yep.
You should not have to think about it. And if you have to think about it, then it's not ingrained in your system yet. And you need to really reevaluate why you're doing what you're doing and what you believe in. Because at the end of the day, that simple sentence right there encompasses everything that we do. That is what drives everything that we do. Or okay, when I
what
say
our family does.
When I say we, that I'm talking about us, but I'm also talking about we as a group. This is
what we tried to build.
This is what should drive us every single day. Everything that we do should be geared towards doing that. And listen, I'm guilty. I'm guilty of not working hard all the time. There's sometimes I'm tired and I sit down and I stay sat down longer than I should have.
Wait, what? Life happens?
Life happens. You know, it's a day that ends in Y and life happens.
Right.
But you know, but we work towards it. We you know, like I say at the end of the day, and she says at the end of the videos, you know, be better tomorrow than you were today. And when you put your head down on the pillow, your last thoughts of the day should be, man, I got some stuff done. I'm more free, and I've got more liberty now than I had when I woke up this morning. And it doesn't take big, broad, sweeping things to do it. It's getting out. Hey, it's getting out and maybe cutting some firewood, just doing a little bit of firewood, planting some plants, getting some starts going, collecting eggs, selling eggs. It's not. You don't have to do these great big giant victories, you do a whole bunch of little ones and they add up, and I'm a firm believer that the little stuff will outweigh the big stuff eventually.
Yeah, especially if you're in a situation you can't do a lot. I've been happy the last couple of weeks. I really feel like I'm getting stuff done. I know a lot of that has to do with Stanley.
Well,
but
Auntie,
you're making me feel good.
That answer, if you have to ask, you have none. I'm going to be honest with you.
Some people just don't.
You're going to alienate people.
Yeah.
And you're going to turn them off. Unfortunately, that's something that we have to worry about. Your answer in a lot of people's circumstances is correct. But we need to, again,
people are trying to learn.
We're painting a picture, and a lot of people don't know because they've never been taught.
Right.
They've never
no military background.
They've never known anybody. Well, there's a whole bunch of people that come out of the military that don't know what liberty is, especially nowadays.
I haven't. Well, oh yeah, okay, I see what you're saying.
Did you know that whenever Trump took office, there were 4 brigadier general females, and there are none now?
Yeah.
Because he had to get rid of them because they were all hacks, and they were all political hacks, and they were all promoting DEI and circumventing his good rule and order.
Yeah.
But it's these people, they've never been exposed to it, so we have to expose them to it, right? So do me a favor. If somebody asks you that, tell them what liberty is, and then just make the suggestion, hey, if you really don't know what it is, then maybe there's a problem there, and you need to reconsider your where you're standing, right? But you do you, boo. Seriously. Oh gosh, I had a couple other things I wanted to talk about.
Well, go ahead. I'm gonna take care of the goat. I'm gonna get that girl off.
Harvard is standing against Trump. That's the last thing I had that I thought.
They lost funding. Did you see that?
Well, and that's it. They thought they could stand up to him, and they forgot. Well, they're a private school, and he doesn't have that much sway over them. They still take federal money, and there's the thing about it. If you are doing anything in your personal or business life where you're taking government money, they put their hooks in you, and they have you. You have to do what they say, or you're going to lose your funding. And I hope these people learn the hard way. Come here. Oh, look at this. Look who this is. Here's the princess. Go, hi, princess. Did you guys put a one in the chat if you saw her playing with the red ball today? She was all about that yesterday. She was having fun. Are you hungry?
Yeah.
Huh?
She's hungry.
She's hungry.
She's hungry. Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So this is, it may lose its 503c status. And here's the deal. And churches especially. I've really come to believe this. Any church that has a 503c tax exempt status is an agent of the state. You are an agent of the state. Yeah, lamb curry is good, but that's a goat.
That's a goat.
Why are you doing it? She's not hungry.
No, she will take from the bottle freely. You're right.
Don't
All right, she
force
just
her.
wants love.
She just wants some love. Mama's hurting her.
No, I wasn't.
Mama was hurt. Did you know? You guys heard her squeal. Mama was hurting her.
Don't say
we need to find her a good home.
She was telling me, no. You're like a 2-year-old. You're terrible. Don't want to hear it. No kisses.
At that age.
No kisses from you. I don't want them. Bah, no.
No. This is our life. This is our life now. Between this and the chickens, it's a barnyard in here. But hopefully we'll be getting rid of them soon. All right, guys, look, I've kind of exhausted everything I wanted to talk about.
On the 26th, come and she's yours with
That's
a good
right.
barter.
You could barter for her and take her home.
We'll throw in formula in a bottle.
Quite honestly, she's gonna make somebody a very good pet goat. She's a sweetheart, and she enjoys life. She doesn't get enough time outside because we're both working. But we get her out there and she follows the dogs around the yard and has a great.
She thinks she's a puppy.
But if you guys, spring is kitty season for hogs. So do you guys got anything you want to talk about? Seriously. Hey, All American, how's it going? Miss you on the ladies' night live.
I know, guys. I'm sorry I'm working. You're gonna miss me. No, I do have Thursday. Maybe Thursday night I'll come on. We'll see what happens.
She had her surgery and she was just not feeling like doing.
You guys
doing
didn't
live.
want me on there.
She was.
I tried and I was like,
she's not hungry.
not 100%.
She's behaving like that.
Yeah, but then she gets up here and she's like, me,
because
I
she
wanna
wants
eat.
love. That's what it is. Love her.
I'm
Love
trying
her.
Try to love her. Apparently, I'm weak in love and grace.
All American figured out that he's Negan.
Yeah, really.
It didn't end well for him though. Remember that, All American. You never want to be the group Negan, and you never want to be the group's moral compass because you'll bad things will happen to you.
She had milk on her face.
But all right, guys, listen. If you don't have anything else, I'm kind of tapped out.
26.
The 26th, if you're local.
Chuck's got to get put up.
Here, well, I'll post.
No, put the flyer on there. Go ahead.
I don't know where it is. I will post the flyer in the community page so you guys can see it.
We'd love to see you all there.
Yeah, if you're local and you can make it, stop licking me, dog.
Yeah, now I have 2 dogs and a goat. Oh, I made it. I'm like Liz and Goat.
No.
I've got 2 dogs and a goat. It's going to be cold tonight.
No, it just fell down.
Yeah, the goat wasn't happy.
But so yeah, go ahead in the chat if you don't put it in here in the chat. If you want to see the propaganda stuff, let me know. I'm still debating it. I'm leaning towards the propaganda stuff because it's timely and it's really important in my opinion. But we'll see how it goes.
She's gonna bite me. If she bites me, I'm gonna be mad.
Let's see here.
Max is in here.
Do your goats trim your yard?
Check my messages.
The goats eat everything that they get in touch with.
Yes.
So they eat stuff that they're supposed to, and they eat stuff they're not supposed to.
Unless they're cute like this.
Fencing when you've got goats is like #1 priority, having good goat proof.
Hey, level up the farm.
Do what?
Max says level up the farm.
How do we level up the farm?
Ask him.
How do we
check your messages and level up the farm?
How do we level up the farm? Let's see here. All Americans been watching the Walking Dead spinoff.
You're making me snort. I don't think I ever snorted on video before.
Go ahead and let her down. Well, no, because Fancy's in the house. Come here, baby.
Oh my god, it's just too much.
Come
Oh, don't get. Now I know why goat yoga works.
That's what we ought to do. We ought to
fun.
start goat yoga.
Yeah.
Just all over.
She's like, why am I with you now? What's happening? I have to start all over.
She knows that I'll pin her down and do all that stuff. So if you guys don't have anything else, I think we're gonna call it quit early tonight. What do you think?
I don't know. Hax is in here, so hang on just a second. Let me see what he's talking about.
Hold on. She's
look at there.
Oh, he found a commercial refrigerator freezer thing.
Dang.
We could get rid of that refrigerator.
I don't think that's for me, baby.
Oh.
I think he was just showing off.
No.
Like, look what you could have had.
Oh, it's for them.
Yeah.
They leveled up their farm.
Yeah.
It's a nice one too.
Yeah, it's sweet. I don't think they can see that on there. There you go.
There you go.
Like if you go to Dollar General and you're getting your pop and stuff, that's what you're looking at. I was going to tell you. So how cool would it be to have a station on your property that you could just dip in the little windshield thing and wipe everything?
Yeah.
Would it be cool?
I guess.
I mean, I can throw one in the back of the truck.
Why are you biting me?
We're replacing those and they're going in the dumpster. So if you want one,
Has been looking at for 2 years.
Yeah.
Persistence pays off.
Yeah.
Persistence pays off.
Man, that's nice. Love to have it.
There she goes. Now she's getting.
You want to swap?
Bunches.
I'll pet her.
No, we're gonna hang up for the night. We're gonna call it quits. You guys listen.
Well, when I'm telling you, I'll put her up.
We really enjoyed our time with you tonight. I think it was another good night of discussion. I hope I was able to put some things into your mind to get you thinking about different things. She's eating me.
I know.
She's eating me.
Because she's hungry.
She's not hungry.
Get off the bottle. What the hell's wrong with you?
But so you guys have a great week. We will see you I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Somebody else won't see you because she's not on those videos.
I gotta close anyway, so I won't even be on. Yeah, she's hungry. There she goes. Oh, good girl. Yeah.
She's an idiot. Oh, there she goes.
She's that too.
There you go.
So, all right, guys. Tomorrow will be at least 10% better than you were today. Oh,
And
goat is trying to go carnivore. Yeah.
yeah, she's a carnivore goat.
Yeah. She's like, give me my milk or I'm gonna eat you.
But
Yeah.
Seriously, if you want to support the channel, go hit the affiliate links. Most importantly, put your finger up there on the thing and get ready to
Hit that like button.
Hit the like button and
It's the only way to go around and
free.
share our video too, right?
Share the video, and
Yeah.
I'm going to hit the end stream because you wouldn't do it for me.
Oh, you didn't ask me to.
I just said put your finger